This is a weird story, and this is one in which we show that, frankly, a lot of the elite institutions have no power over their own audience or output at this point, because they've so brought into DIE, for example, diversity, inclusion, and what's
Equity.
the E? Equity. Jesus, I always forget that one because it's so bad. But they
diversity, inclusion, and evil. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think that is better. But they so brought into this that it's unbearable. And this is, today we're going to be talking about football. Now, of course, whenever we bring this topic up, I feel the need to remind everyone, don't know a damn thing.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not my sphere. But my dad and my brother quite like it. And what's funny is when I talk to them, you'll occasionally learn about the kind of propaganda that's being forced down their throats.
Just as a quick side, how is it us three that are the people talking about football? There are people in the office who watch football.
It's like a nightmare blunt rotation.
Yeah, we're just not them.
I think this is weirdly funnier.
But I just want to be clear. I've never heard of Joey Barton.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about today. So I guess we'll get this up.
I've never heard of Matt Letizia.
So this is an ITV football post, which, not something I'm usually involved with looking at. And it's a post here saying, for Joey Barton, an ex-professional player with a significant social media presence, to target two of our pundits, Eno Aluku and Lucy Ward, with such vindictive remarks based on gender, and to invoke their names of serial killers in doing so is clearly contemptible and shameful on his part. Football is for everyone.
Do you have the serial killer in question that you referenced?
Hang on. Before we go on, right? Let's just consider, the football is for everyone, right? Because you remember, the Warhammer is for everyone.
London is for everyone.
Exactly. They say this just as they are literally targeting someone for exclusion. Mm-hmm. Joey Barton, this isn't for you. This is for everyone. You're not a person. But it's the same formula every single time. This is what they say while they are excluding. Look at what they do. Don't listen to what they say.
So this is what caught my eye. You're exactly on the money, because I'm not a football person, but I am well versed in this kind of bollocks.
Yep.
And so when I see it on a football post that just happens to show up, I'm like, oh, okay, something funny must have gone on there. And then reading that he compared some pundits to serial killers, of course, it's going to be good. So I suppose we'll take a look, shall we? Because, usually, some institution denouncing a member of their own staff is sort of a day ending in Y event, right? But this is his tweet that caused all this. He's responding to a tweet from ITV Football that they've since deleted. And he writes, how is she even talking about men's football? She can't even kick a ball properly. Your coverage of the game last night took it to a new low. Annie and Lucy, the Fred and Rose West of football commentary. They are two serial killers. Pretty gruesome ones.
I find it amusing that he also went to Fred and Rose West, which is the comparison that Jeremy Clarkson made to Meghan Markle, which got him kicked off of his Sun column, wasn't it, as well?
Was it?
Yeah. He said, I hate Meghan Markle more than I hate Rose West and Nicola Sturgeon. Bit harsh, but...
Look, I don't like Nicola Sturgeon either, but she's not quite as bad as Rose West.
But it's just interesting that Jeremy made the same comparison, and then now Jerry's just going, yeah, and I'm just going to double down.
For anyone who's interested, Fred and Rose West are a pair of serial killers from Gloucester, I think it was, because my cousin lived about 10 minutes away from them. If you walk down the street 10 minutes, there's their house, because he's from Gloucester.
He used to chop people up.
Yeah.
Specifically young girls and their own children. If you've watched the Black Mirror episode where the son's parents are serial killers in the recent season, it's based on those two.
Yeah. And they found bodies in the walls and stuff like that. It's genuinely horrific.
So if you wonder what might cause this, well, here's the original video that they then deleted from their Twitter account. And it's the lady here. This is the host that he's saying is like a serial killer because she's just that bad.
Murdered the commentary.
They responded really well. Got some big wins. Players like Dwight, they're playing really well. Again,
it's just like if I was directing football commentary.
Yeah, that's my football commentary. Well, they look like they're playing well.
Oh, what good boys.
Yeah, very good.
Pathetic. And the weirdness of that.
It's not really commentary, is it?
No.
We can say it.
Hello, Connor and Lewis Brackpool have recently spoke to me about why I should read C.S. Lewis, and we discuss his writing and his ideas. So whether you've read him or not, it's a good one to check out. So come on and sign up for the website. It's only £5 a month. You can do that.
And the weirdness there as well is apparently she's forgetting the name of Dwight McNeil.
So would I.
Which, again, just like us, if we were
hire me. I'll do your football commentary.
Do it for cheaper.
Yeah.
And then there are a lot.
Yeah, whatever you're paying her, half it, I'll do it.
There are also a lot of posts taking the piss out of her, because here's just some footage of her attempting to score goals. And I don't really know why this was uploaded, because I would have deleted it off my phone, because it's just kind of embarrassing. And
But sorry, I'm atrocious at football too. Hire me.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I think there might be something in the way of us getting hired here, fellas.
Yeah.
This is the problem in question, obviously. And
I put on a wig.
and some shoe polish.
Yeah. Where's Justin Trudeau's fancy dress kit when you need it?
No, I'm not even. I'm terrible at football. I mean, look at her.
You could get paid 1/8.
Yeah.
But anyway, so more generally though, she's just shit at her job. So I mean, this is a compilation that's been going around of her comments, and I'll play a little bit of it because it is just funny, even for someone who knows nothing about football, how bad she is.
You know, he's got a great record, 19 goals in 40 appearances. You know, do the math on that. It's one goal a game, pretty much.
In terms of the penalty, you know, I think she's done everything right, but maybe hit it a bit too clean.
But yeah,
Hi me, I'm terrible at maths as well.
Yeah, he doesn't even believe maths exists.
I
too can't count.
it goes on for a while, but it's mostly football stuff I don't understand. But I do understand mathematics, specifically whether or not 19 equals 40, which it doesn't, in case you're watching, lady. But there we are. Diversity strikes again, right?
This just strikes me as David Lammy on Mastermind.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
He got 0.
Yeah, he literally got 0, and it's like, who was Henry VIII's son? He's like Henry VII or what?
His son.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's just like, okay, David. So
But yeah, another day of that, right? And I saw this and I was like, that is pretty funny. It's sad that that's happening in football. And my brother, whenever he tells me about football shows, and my dad, usually what they tell me is I can't remember which show it is because I never pay that much attention because I'm a bad son. But you always hear basically, it's now full of woke garbage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel bad for you.
If it's not a complaint about the VAR, it's a complaint about the commentators.
now you know why I keep talking about Warhammer.
Yeah. And we saw back when the Black Lives Matter protests happened, of course, with the riots. And they started coloring in the seats so that you'd have massive words saying Black Lives Matter constantly on screen, and then sometimes they just throw a logo on screen for no reason.
They had it rotating around the side of the pitch on the digital chyron.
It was comically bad. So yeah, I'm not surprised all of the commentary sections of the industry have become the same thing, and seemingly for the same reasons. But that's funny enough. What Joey Barton did in response, which was tripling down on a level I've never seen, is really the story that gets my attention because, my God, my lad, you have done something crazy. Which is that he responded at first by saying to ITV, why'd you turn off the replies? Because you don't like the truth, you don't like hearing feedback, call me cowards, stop forcing your woke racist nonsense on all of us, die and affirmative action is failing badly, it doesn't work, best person for the job, meritocracy rules.
Simple as.
Yeah,
it's
he writes
literally
like that.
It's not more complicated than that.
And that's fairly normal. But of course, ITV getting massively ratioed by their whole audience being like, no, we don't watch your crap anymore because the people you hired are crap. Well, of course, they presumably put out some messages or some virtue signals went out. A whole bunch of individuals decided to put support tweets, of course.
Oh, yeah.
The local brown nosers. As you can see here, this is one of them. Kick it out.
Well, Kicking Out, I understand, is an activist organization specifically to kick out racism from football.
Because racism is for everyone. Anyway.
We're going to stand up to racism by taking the knee for everyone.
The silence in response to the ongoing abuse of women in football has spoken volumes.
I can't move on from that. I want a t-shirt with that on. Racism is for everyone.
With Gary Lineker's face on it.
So
everything's for everyone, including racism.
Yeah. So,
that's the
that's
logical end point of where they're going.
Yeah.
Football for everyone, what happens for everyone, racism for everyone.
Only anti-racist left is Joey Barton.
Yeah. So it says here, of course, the ongoing women's abuse is terrible. Blah, blah, blah. I'm glad to see Gary Neville showing their support more, please. I was like, okay, yeah.
Wait, Gary Neville, the same bloke that took money from Qatar to do the commentary. Yeah.
But same with Lineker as well, isn't it? Like, but the thing is, like, what abuse? Sorry, I haven't seen the abuse. He just said she was a crap pundit because she's clearly a crap pundit.
Yeah, and she's a diversity hire. That's the abuse.
It's not abuse.
But that's criticizing of the ideology that runs our institutions.
Yes.
So, yeah, of course, criticism of the state is abuse now. It's violence. And of course, this is brown nosers, so you can't really respect them. Because that's the thing about brown nosers. Like, they're not really anything without the person they brown nose.
Yep.
Which is evident in the series we're looking at here. So Gary Neville did some crap where he's just like, man, my mum was kicked off the football team in the 60s because of misogyny. It's like, no, it's because men and women are different biologically.
Sorry, how did his
Shove off.
mum get onto the men's team?
Yeah, I mean, just go away.
What?
I'm not even listening to this stupid sob story.
Yeah, is he referring to the under 12s?
I have no idea.
Genuinely.
I have no idea.
But the most liked response was just this guy going, no one gives an F about your story. Neville, you self-serving pompous prick. Don't forget when you went out to Qatar for a jolly for millions of pounds after your documentary about human rights. Hypocritical rat.
He went on the Labour Party stage to complain about the Tories supposedly confiscating everyone's human rights, which, I mean, if only, and then immediately flew out to Qatar.
Yeah, it's comical. Joey also did a response to some people. So this is one of the other people that Brown knows.
Oh, Chris.
So Joey Barton response when asked if he has ever made a woman come. And it's him shaking his head. Haha, you got me. You made a joke about me not having sex.
Ah, yes, that's right. Let's reduce women to literally the only function they think they have.
His response, I've banged a £10 into your buy me a coffee begging bowl so you can get your roots done. This is the thing.
Yeah.
Just as a side note, the whole one female comeback, which is you've not had sex, just isn't actually very good anymore.
I mean, sorry, how old is Joey Barton? He's probably like 45. He's probably got a bunch of kids.
He's
Yeah.
married.
Yeah.
He's a professional footballer.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, if you don't think he's shagged his way through Chester, I mean...
exactly. Come on.
But that's the thing about brown noses. They're not smart people. They're not respectable people. And this went on because then he decided to do a response to the tweet. Is this the same ITV football that tried to cover up the Philip Schofield grooming and then bumming an underage boy asking for a friend?
Allegedly.
That's a quote from him. Not-
Yeah. We're not
Yeah.
making allegations.
We're just reporting on this. That's a fantastic Icarus impression there. Blimey.
Oh, that's great. This is
I mean, so a little bit of context on Joey Barton, because I haven't
ahead.
followed his career, but in anticipation of this whole drama, I did look him up. And he does have quite a storied history of run-ins with the police for being provocative, like mooning rival players,
Right.
getting in punch-ups with football supporters. He also did have a thing with his wife fairly recently, but she dropped the allegations and they've smoothed it over. So he is a volatile and disagreeable personality.
Fire.
So yeah, the wrong person to wind up, I think.
yeah, really, they choose the wrong thing.
I
because-
just like really love it when you see someone giving it to him though.
yeah,
Just go hard, go all out. No, I don't care about any of your sacred cows.
I'm going to make you happy, Carl.
Oh, good.
Good Lord, this was the start. This was the first statement. He went on, shut up, you effing idiots. Keep them off the television. Ruining the game for everyone. It's what happens when you force underqualified, underprepared, tokenistic people on us. I will be calling them serial killers from now on in every clip you fuckers put out. Told you, I don't care anymore. We'll have had enough of your woke DEI bullshit. I hope everyone who agrees with me gets right after your social media every time you force this nonsense on us. I tried playing nice, you didn't listen. He did, to be fair. He was like, I don't like wokeism.
I know it's redundant to point out hypocrisy, but the same people that are very upset about the Fred and Rose West comparison have been calling people like Jacob Rees-Mogg worse than Hitler for the last how many years. So it's okay to compare your political opponents to dictators who have committed historical atrocities, but one sort of jab at a diversity hire and all misogyny.
I just love the opening statement. It's just sort of thing I would have said 10 years ago.
But also, Ricky Gervais was right. Like, I know Epstein's your friend. That is literally Joey's
We'll be
position.
mentioning that shortly, yeah.
Yeah, so it goes on. Seeing if you've raised your greasy little wig, a teabag referring to Gary Neville there, anything to say about one of your employers covering up a grooming and noncing pal, using the platform ITV to help dirty nonces procure and violate underage kids?
Weird, because you can make the exact same accusation towards the BBC.
I was about to say the same thing.
Then try and bury it. You have an opinion on anything else. Thought not. Keep your nut down, you little wet wipe. If you so much as utter my name in vain again, the floodgates will open on you. Hashtag back under your stone. There's a reason.
10 million views.
Yeah. And then a Labour MP had something to say.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Ed
Ed
Balls.
Go on, Ed Balls.
Talking about this, being like, is it any surprise he behaved like this? Very gross. No, Joey. Joey may have crossed the line because he decided to tweet this, which even got limited by X.
That doesn't make sense.
He's no prisoners. No prisoners.
That's getting censored on YouTube.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay.
You know what this
Okay, my
reminds me
friend.
of, though?
Nice measured
remind-
response.
16 minutes in, Jack.
This does remind me of when all of the Irish politicians were coming out and denouncing all of the Irish, saying, well, maybe we shouldn't have stabby migrants around. And then the one bloke in sports who can fight, Conor McGregor, comes out and says it as it is. Joey Barton is the Conor McGregor of football.
Yeah.
It seems to be the case. He continued as well. This is the ending tweet. So on Sunday, it's God's day, so he's gonna put down the torch, and he basically, it's a big long list, but he's basically just saying you're all nonces and rapists, and the women are all whores who are cheating on their husbands to climb the career ladder. And I know all about it because you all told me it because I worked with you for years. So shut the fuck up. Like, don't come after me, you bunch of degenerate scum. You can read it at your own time, but that's basically it, summarized. Which, again, that's his version of the world. I'm not saying any of that's the case. Don't sue me, for the love of Christ. I don't want to go to prison. But there we are. Of all the responses to a diversity situation, this is the funniest one yet.
This is the exact right kind of energy that I want to see at the beginning of 2024. yeah, exactly.
And funnily enough, they have all stopped tweeting about him after he tweeted this. And am I to believe? I mean, what do you reckon? The ITV is staffed by people who are, we're just taking a guess. I'm not saying they are, but I'm guessing there's a disproportionate amount of pedophiles, rapists, and women who cheat on their husbands to climb the diversity ladder.
Possibly.
Well, I won't make any allegations about any specific network.
Of course not.
But given the BBC's history, and given some of the people I have run into just being in peripheral media who have done the Colombian marching powder and can't keep a relationship together,
it seems all maybe. Of them. Like all of the networks have this sort of problem, and it wouldn't surprise me if ITV has it too. That's all.
It's because the limelight attracts certain character types who want to be in the limelight for the sake of the limelight.
Yeah, and the best part is he ended this whole thing, with one tweet, which we mentioned Baz earlier. It's totally Baz. Not having it anymore. Women stick to women's football. Men stick to men's football. Simple.
How is he wrong?
The critical consciousness of the normie has been raised to an alarming degree.
Oh, it's doing a great job.
2 million views on that. You've never made a woman cut.
Oh my God, it's like literally all you have to say, lady.
One, yeah.
You have no. I know the whole. That joke about right wingers where it's like you've got one joke about trans people. I mean, it is true for women.
Yeah, they've got one comeback. Oh, you're a virgin. Oh my God.
Kids, fuck off. It's one point of listening to you.
If only I was a virgin.
But the funny thing about all that is, that.
I said there's more.
Yeah, there is more, which is the memes that came out of it. I really want to mention because good boy, that was funny. Which is, so this chap here tweeted out this old sketch, which is what English football has become. And I suppose we'll listen.
Half time here at the City of Manchester Stadium. City took the lead in the 12th minute through Adebayor. Fabregas popped up with a well-deserved equaliser for Arsenal in the 33rd minute. I'm here with two former legends for both clubs, Arsenal's Georgie Charles and 70s Man City hero Rodney Bowles. Hello, guys. Georgie, Arsenal pretty unlucky to go one down early on, but a great strike by Fabregas. Literally passed it into the back of the net. Typical Arsenal goal. And Rodney, great start for City. Just what Mancini would have wanted. It's great to see...
where's the bloke, darling?
Yeah, where's the bloke, love?
Sorry, what bloke?
Bloke we talked
We
to.
chat to about football, love.
Where's the bloke?
Well, I'm the bloke.
No, come on, love. Where's the bloke?
Where's the bloke, darling?
Where's the bloke, love?
Honestly, it's only me.
No, don't be silly, darling. Where's the bloke?
Where's the bloke, darling? Where's the bloke?
You've never watched the Fast Show, have you?
I watched clips of it.
Yeah. Have you seen the Women Know Your Place?
Yeah. The thing about that, though, is Joey is right, actually. That's his perspective, which is his whole point, which is men and women's football are so drastically different. There's a reason they started putting the women's football before the men's one in the schedules. Is because when they did it the other way around, no one watches the women's one because it's pathetic by comparison. So if you watch the women's one, it's all right. And then you watch the men's one, you're like, holy crap. Oh, yeah, there's a big difference. Like, even someone who doesn't care about football, you can see the difference. So there's that. He's right. But then, the other memes about it are a bit less polite. So here we are. Joey Barton, when he sees a woman has snuck out of the kitchen. Gotta go get him, boys. There's another one here in which there's a woman who's deciding she's going to take up football as a career, and there you don't. Get back at it.
He's not saying that.
No, he's saying stick to the women's league.
But also the fact that these women are diversity hires. Like, I'm sure if they were experts in football, this wouldn't have come up.
I guess, but it's also fair to say that men and women are kind of over-socialized in the same spaces, and some things should be for men, some things should be for women. So if you just want to listen to a bunch of blokes talk about football, you should be able to.
It's even more real than that, because you're missing something there. I believe she does have a career in football, but she doesn't have a career in men's football.
Yeah.
That's the point. There's such a different thing. It's like having the teenagers on. I mean, sincerely, there have been games of the women's teams of various countries versus teenage boys.
Yeah, getting thrashed. By
The US
and they lose.
The US national team lost to the Dallas under-14s from like 5-0.
Yeah.
And it's just not comparable. And, this person made a good point, which is if she wasn't a black woman, where would she be? Let's be honest. She was a white man, not be there.
With cracking commentary like they seem quite good.
One of the replies, she played for her country. What have you done for her with your life? Oh yes, dodging all of the bullets and the grenades and okay.
She can go back to that, can't she? You know?
She got paid to do her hobby. Great, brilliant. Why is she commenting on someone else's?
Just you serve the country in women's football. Okay, all right. I'll be honest, it just doesn't deserve the Victoria Cross. That's all I'm getting at. But anyway,
I'm doing my part.
The last thing here being this fake tweet, of course, in which we have Ash Sarkar writing, the increase in Joey Barton's X following suggests we're not really winning.
Wait, is that an act? No, is that an actual headline? Is that a parody?
No, this is a
parody.
parody.
The Gradient instead. But that's where I think I'd end it off, because yes, it seems to be the case that as the propaganda has been forced into that space, overwhelmingly, like unbelievably well, it has gone for us. That football fans have watched it and just either tuned out, turned off, or are now throwing their remote to the TV because they cannot stand it.
But the question is, does this translate into these people all getting fired and replaced with people who actually know what they're talking about?
Well, if it's a profit-run business, eventually yes, because the viewership is actually tanking.
It's often subsidized. And then think about what happened with Match of the Day, where Gary Lineker was queried about whether or not he was breaking impartiality laws, and they all walked out and stood behind each other. Yeah. I think instead...
But what's important is that fundamental truth, though.
Yep.
So if you make something woke, are you going to make more money?
Sure.
Well, the problem with the football one, though, and I've had conversations behind the scenes about this, I basically just said to GB News, why don't you get Aidan McGee, Matt Letizia, and Joey Barton to comment and do a parallel match of the day? And they've said to me, no, it would be great. It would genuinely be great.
And it'd probably get...
They're all nonsense!
Yeah, they'd probably get mega ratings, you know?
The reason they won't is because they can't buy the rights to the games. They can't compete against ITV and Amazon, the BBC. Yeah. So actually...
It's monopolistic.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, like if the people behind all of the woke stuff at ITV aren't getting fired, then as fun as this insurrection is, there's no substantive change.
I think it's good to see that the audience, no one's being converted by the propaganda.
Oh yeah,
I would like to take it away.
I love to see a revolt. Don't get me wrong.
If you appreciated that episode from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content that's on the site, such as the Contemplation series, this episode on a gentleman's guide to cocktails. If you'd like to find out what else is being put out, you can follow on Twitter at lotuseaters_com on Twitter. Thank you and goodbye.